everybody. Welcome to
When you wish upon ya.
podcast.
You such a dork.
I am always going to be a dork. It's just me. I mean, you can't have me without being a dork, you know?
That's true.
It's just my nature.
So, Toy Story 4.
That's the whole goal of this.
Yeah, right? Like the most highly anticipated blah blah blah.
Also, just a little tidbit, guys. I did get a new laptop. So
Yeah.
this is off on a new laptop.
So we're renting to own this one. Yay! So
Yeah,
It's-
so
it's
but
gonna rain.
it's not like I actually bought the laptop all together, but I'm renting to own this laptop, so
baby steps.
yeah. So
But it
much-
also, if y'all wondering, that's why the quality looks like
well, if there's graininess and then the camera looks bigger and more wide,
which is great.
because I mean seriously, this is like huge.
Yeah, take up the whole room for once.
Yeah, instead of us trying to be like, oh, we have to make sure we get just this little area, you know, and all that stuff. But no, you get to see the whole picture. All what's it called, like full screen or so, or widescreen. We went widescreen, guys. So the full screen, we went widescreen.
I mean, I'm sure stuffing wide. I'm fat.
Yes, like as you say that while you're eating a bag of chips.
Yep.
But anyways, guys, yesterday we saw Toy Story 4. Finally, I knew it was supposed to be Monday, but other things came up and we just couldn't get to it. So we had to wait until about Friday to actually go see Toy Story 4.
Yep.
So this is a spoiler podcast, so if you haven't seen it or want to see it, I would suggest to click off.
Hey, Buzzbox.
Hey, Buzzbox. So that's just going to be my thing is, unless you like spoilers and you want to stick around, hey, it's A-okay to me, you know? So,
I mean, there really isn't too much of a long explanation because I don't want to be like last time where I kind of.
we kind of like told the whole movie and I'm sitting there like, stop, or like telling the whole movie.
So I mean, I can easily sum it up in one giant paragraph.
Well, at least that's a good thing. I think probably the first movie we ever had to done that.
Toys are usually being toys in Bonnie's house. All of a sudden, Bonnie makes. Bonnie gets the chance to go to orientation. Her
Kindergarten orientation.
kindergarten orientation, and Woody sneaks into the backpack. Then all of a sudden, he grabs some materials for Bonnie to make a friend. Bonnie makes a friend. It's Forky. Congratulations. Forky thinks he's trash. He's no more than trash. He escapes on an RV when they're on a road trip.
He's been like, yeah, getting off and on.
Oof.
Ooh. But that's alright, Buzzbox. It's okay.
Long and short is pretty much it's an adventure to save Forky. I mean, I really don't want to spoil the entire movie.
Pretty much is that it's like, say Forky and one toy has to make a decision
Yeah.
of what this toy wants to do.
Yeah.
Unless you want more, guys, I could talk about it, but but that's about as far as I want to go with it at this moment because I really want you guys to see it because this is actually, I was skeptical at first with this movie because it's like, why 4? Why is there a 4th movie? In all honesty, it actually fit pretty well with the whole story.
Yeah.
It was just, but it just didn't did not focus on the children as much as, so it's more on the toys than it was the
It
children.
went back to Toy Story 1 in a way. Kind of went full circle. Whereas like in Toy Story 1, the main focus was the toys, not so much the kids.
Yeah, or was anything it had to do with the kid
Yeah.
at the time.
I mean, granted, yeah, they've had their, places in the movie, but it wasn't like the end-all, be-all. The toys were pretty much the main focus.
True. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna say this movie was more Toy Story focused, more to the toy-driven focus on this movie. And like I said, there is a character that does come back that everybody knows. Bo Peep does come back. She's pretty much a badass in this movie. We'll just go with that. From being a porcelain doll, not really a doll, she's just a porcelain figurine that was on a lamp, basically. She was turned out to be a badass for being porcelain, You wouldn't think porcelain anything would want to do anything because afraid of breaking. Because they're fragile. If you would think of it, if I was thinking of like if these toys and like even in this room that I have of toys that come to life, there'll be some that'll be like, oh yay, we could do whatever, and there's some that are like.
There is one inconsistency though I had in between both the original and the.
Hey, you want to join? Well, we don't. I don't have a Pacific Discord and stuff connected to this. That's in the works. When I get to, let's just say, guys, when I get to 150 subs, I will open my own Discord and people can join in the conversations. So.
You're more than welcome to speak your mind though in the chat.
Yeah, I don't have anything connected with right now with Discord, if anything, to this podcast. I could, but I don't know how long it'll take to add anything.
It would take a while because if you remember the way I set my thing up with the headset, because otherwise it would echo.
Mm-hmm.
It would take a while.
Sorry, Colby. Just talk in the chat. We'll look at you.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris. So, okay. What was your?
My inconsistency is between what both people look like then and now.
I'm gonna say this like, okay. For one, I would like a little bit more of like if they say like her clothes weren't part of her, because like some porcelain. Like, hold on for a second. I'm gonna grab something.
Well, because if you take a look at the original Bo Peep, she was
she
was like all pinkish, kind of whitish almost.
Okay, let's just say this. Here, I'm gonna grab this person. That's what I'm trying to say. I did not feel like clothes-wise. Okay, with Bo Peep, the first one, you don't know if it was actually
Yeah, but how does porcelain change their clothes?
See, this is a porcelain Cinderella. I don't know if you can see it as much. It's not good.
Kind of put it at an angle. There you go.
Like that?
Yeah.
So her clothes is already on her. Okay? So my consistency is, was her clothes interchangeable or not? But the way they made it look like it was.
Yeah, it made it look like her clothes were changeable all of a sudden.
I didn't think, porcelain could
change clothes.
Yeah.
That's kind of where my inconsistency is if we were going to point out at least one flaw to start.
I would say probably the only thing that maybe could come off of her, if she was porcelain, was her bonnet. Because,
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You can't really do porcelain with a bonnet. So, my numbers are wrong again. What? Oh, that number. You guys are so anal about this whole, my subs are wrong. Don't hurt yourself.
I don't want to.
Did you just move the towel?
No.
I'm feeling like a cold air.
Totally didn't move the towel. I totally feel
there is a chalk up there. You didn't have to dig through, by the way. But okay.
Shut up.
I don't have to be.
You talking?
But yeah, I just didn't understand, with her clothes, why,
Oh. I look stupid enough.
That's what I told you. There was a chalk up there.
Keep doing the thing. Keep talking about the movie, please.
Did you forget about me? About what, Colby? I don't understand that. What do you mean? Because I don't understand why I forgot you. Or you just talk about your sub number, because you're sub 145. Forgot about you. Like I say with this thing up here, it's like I haven't really been getting a good number game, so it's not a number I keep up with all the time. So if it happens, it happens. What are you trying to do now? Okay. Whatever. Yeah, Colby, well, I didn't understand what you meant by joining, because when we think of joining, it's more like,
Okay, I'm sorry.
But, no, I didn't forget you, but I barely could get anybody. It takes a lot to work on it. And like I said, I don't have my own Discord to do the separate thing. And I don't want to take chance. No offense with Shadow's Discord. I could use his, but I don't want to trust somebody to randomly come in. the Discord.
Yeah, because usually when my Discord voice chat is open, you see everybody and their grandma joins. So it could be like you can join, but somebody else also joins. Hey, what's going on, Albert?
Hey.
But yeah, that's usually the problem with my Discord is anytime I do anything with the voice chat and it's open. It could be with Denise, it could be with Colby, it could be with Stewie, and then like all these randoms do pop up in.
And I just don't want to take that chance yet. Maybe when.
Well, it is a simple fix, but
Right now, I didn't even set it up for Discord unless Dan wants to work on it during this time.
no, because again, then you'll just see a guy with glasses right in front of your face, hook up all that jazz, and it gets pretty tedious and annoying.
Today is Toy Story 4, Albert. If you didn't read the description, it says Toy Story 4.
No, totally didn't.
But anyways, I kind of was just, I kind of got lost on the clothing with you with the Bo Peep.
Yeah, it didn't make sense.
The change of her. I mean, but I want to take it this, like, with the, the gradually, from, like, 1995's Pixar till now, they did a very good job on detailing. Like, even for Bo Peep, like, she got, like, more, like, more looked like a porcelain. Because you wouldn't think she was.
No, she looked more or less like an actual toy.
Like a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't think she was part of a lamp. She was just a Barbie. Like she was a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Nobody could understand she was porcelain, like, she's part of a lamp, all
so
that.
So she has her shine and all that. She the arm breaking apart to show, hey, she is made of, porcelain.
Right. Oh, that was really funny in the movie. That was funny. I got as far as binge streaming for now. Oh,
been streaming for 9 minutes. I don't want to read no more. Words are hard.
So, but yeah, and I'll tell you this: what happened to the? There was one part of the movie I did not understand. What happened to the sheep when they fell? Did you see? And something popped off. I didn't understand, and they didn't really, they didn't go more in depth on it.
It was one of their legs, like that popped off. It was small and black. That
was it. It was so quick for me. I could not grasp what fell off that made it like, like a.
Yeah,
oh my,
to me it looked like their feet because again.
But they were like fine after the, like they didn't even, what I'm saying, like after that whole scene, it was like they looked like they were fine, but she was just comforting them. But I was like, what the heck popped off? It's like I don't know. I thought it was for a second. I thought it was an eye. No offense, it was an eye. Like a popped off eye or something. And, no one could see anything. Mm-hmm. But I was just like so confused on that scene.
There's a lot of inconsistencies. Okay.
I know. I'll give like 10 out of 10 props for Keanu Reeves playing a great
Duke Kaboom.
Yes, he did awesome. I thought he did great. And I can see
who can do it. Duke can.
But if you know Keanu Reeves very well, I could tell people could not understand that was him in the movie unless you've been following the news and stuff. Because like I talked to some listen. So.
Although that is one of my favorite lines, just yes, I Canada.
Canada, I just love that. Yes, I Canada. I'm like, where we're going, props to Canada.
No, but that's even funnier because Keanu Reeves is Canadian.
Well, and that's fine.
And so it really plays on itself, and it's just
but the thing is, it's like he doesn't have a distinct voice.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves plays a character called Duke Kaboom.
Yes, and he did a very, very good job. Like, he wasn't, like, a big character, but he was a big character. It's like, he wasn't in the majority of the movie, but there was, like, when he was, he stole the show, yeah. I think, in general sense. So,
Oh, yeah, it was good.
But, yeah, so I'm trying to say, nobody really knows, because he's been out of the spotlight for so long, people forgot how the heck he sounds. They're like...
He's been out of the spotlight for so long, and then all of a sudden, 2019 just became the year of Keanu.
Basically, with everything about him, he's in every movie, it seems like.
Yeah, big movies, big video games.
Yeah. But, so, yes, I liked him. And then, let's see, what else? I like the pay homage they put Polly Pocket in the movie. I was like, oh my god, that was my childhood, was Polly Pocket. I know they probably called it different in Toy Story 4 because, they can't really go off of brand names, but to me, that was Polly Pocket. I was like, and kid you not, guys, I still have my Polly Pockets from back when I was a kid. I have to go find them at my mom's house, but they're there. I have them. They still have the whatever, but I loved my Polly Pockets. But then I got so ticked when we got into the 2000s and the Polly Pockets were, oh, look, a Barbie doll. You can actually play with them. Mine were like the teeny little thing and the little what they were meant to be called Polly Pocket, like you could put them in your pocket. I was like, you just ruined my childhood, Polly Pocket, when you decide to bring the Polly Pockets just a little bit yay big and actually get to change your clothes and whatnot. Kind of like a Barbie, basically, but you know.
Well, yeah.
I was like that. That told you, Albert, you needed to buy a Polly Pocket. But I did like that. What was the little stuffed animals were really, really good in the movie. They just stole the show just as much as Keanu Reeves did with their comedy. But of course we had Jordan Peele in there, so
yep.
That, you know.
I don't know if it was Keegan Michael Keenan and Jordan Peele, like if it was both the combo.
Yeah.
Like, or Keegan Michael Key and Peele. But
I missed like who was the duck. I kind of missed that. We saw I grasped the peel with the bunny. That's all I grasped. I didn't.
I don't know who the duck was, but either way, that was. How about the plush rush?
Oh, every time they did their fantasies went
It
out
was
there.
Keegan Michael Key. Yes, it was Key and Peele. I love them.
Oh, that's awesome! It was. That's good. I like I said, we were looking at the you know,
yeah.
We were looking, but it just like.
My favorite scene out of them was like, when they were describing their way to get the key, and all of them led to attacks, and one was so convoluted, and it was just like, you know, the old lady's doing her own thing, going home, relaxing, closing up shop, taking a bath, laying in bed, and all of a sudden you see this plush, she's like.
Oh, and also, guys, we got to pay homage. I did not realize this until I saw the movie and saw the credits. Betty White was in this movie.
Yeah,
Betty White was the old lady.
Yep, Betty White was the old bitty lady at the store.
I was like, oh, how can I not know Betty White's voice? It kind of made me like, oh, I died inside a little bit. That invites only.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Well, we'll maybe say it towards the. Well, I don't know. Do we want to try?
Not today. Like I said, I'd have to set up all the audio stuff so it doesn't echo. Because my biggest issue with mine was, is would it echo through the desktop audio and then reverberate into the audio, like the microphone. So when people would hear, like my old streams, and I did like, you know, either VC talk or just like podcast talk in general, people would hear me talk normal, and then they would hear, and it's like, dude, what's with the echo?
You didn't know that either, Colby. Yeah, we looked at the credits and it said the little big lady was Betty White. We were like, what? So yeah, that was her. I didn't even realize that. And she always has a distinct voice, and I can always remember her voice, but it did not sound like her. Like
Keanu Reeves really didn't sound too much like Keanu Reeves. They altered his voice a little bit.
Yeah, there was something. Yeah, because I couldn't even tell it was him either. Even though I already knew like pre-head. But you're sitting there trying to.
I'm wondering who's the voice actress who played Gabby. Because that bitch was creepy.
And you know what?
She was creepy up until a certain point. Her henchmen though are really fucking creepy.
Oh, those ventriloquists?
Yeah, the ventriloquist dummies, because they were just like.
I never liked those ever. Ooh. I mean, they're still made, sometimes today, but I never liked these. Nah, not really. Betty White has been out of the limelight, like the spotlight, for a long time now. So yeah, this is probably like one of the bigger first movies she's been in for a little while, because it's been a while since I've seen her in anything really, with Betty White.
Yep.
But yeah, the ventriloquist dolls, yeah, those type of dolls, whoever made those were just like, were you thinking horror at the time you made these dolls? Like, quite literally, did you think horror? Because that's all I think. Any horror movie with a doll, that's the creepiest doll I would say to make.
Goosebumps.
Well, not just that, but
Well, no, but like you remember Goosebumps growing up.
well, yeah, but
One of the stories was that ventriloquist dummy thing.
yeah, well, I know, but I'm just saying, but also too. Oh, well, she's not really slappy. Yeah, slappy. That's the doll in the Goosebumps.
Yeah, I'll give you Slappy.
But I don't know if that made it horror, first. But I think it's been around for a while now, like even in movies. But not probably been big movies like your.
But yeah, Gabby was kind of like a creepy ass character because.
Well, and you know what? In this movie, I really want to say nobody was really the bad guy in this movie. There wasn't a bad guy at all in this movie. Like
no, there really
last
wasn't.
last three movies they had some sort of a bad guy.
Yeah.
This one didn't have one. You would think, oh, it's this person, but
yeah, you thought it was. Well, you thought the bad guy initially was Gabby, and because she wanted Woody's toy voice box thing.
Yeah, but then you got to listen to her story, and you just
kind of felt sympathetic, because it was like, okay, she was defective from the start, so anytime someone would pull her string, she sounded like some creepy, warbled, demented toy.
Right.
And all she wanted was to be a perfect toy. To be held, to be taken care of by a child.
And she had like a obsession with one girl in the store,
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you.
So you kind of had some sympathy towards the end when the girl she always wanted to be with kind of just was like, meh.
Well, and the grandma was like, you can take her home, blah blah blah, and she's like, nah. And it's just the way that kind of made me sad for her.
Yeah, you see the look in her eyes, and it was just like. Nah. And it was just like.
But okay, there was mixed feelings. Like it was like, yes, you got your, you got blah blah blah.
Yeah, karma happened to you, bitch.
But then again, then you have that other side. You're like, man.
But
sucks. after the time she told you she was defected from the start, and it just kind of made you break your heart. Like this one time, she thought she could actually, she never felt human love, like of a kid love, ever. So it's like. I felt bad, and I felt like, yes, karma hits you in the butt, and then I felt like, oh.
Maybe the bad guy is the kids getting older and not playing with them anymore?
No, it had nothing to do with that concept right now.
Yes and no.
Not really in this movie. They didn't really put that because,
Woody. Well, Woody didn't get paid attention to as much anymore, and he was trying to
But that's the thing is, it's like you're coming off that high of being the number one toy when you're not the number one toy. It's just like that ego thing. Yeah. And I'm going to say with this movie, he learned his ego, basically.
So Time is the bad guy.
Not really. Time wasn't really the bad guy. It was just more, I want to say it was more Woody finding himself as a toy. What, I am. What do I need to do? Like, basically, it was his...
No. I think the whole aspect was because there was a few moments in there where he did mention Andy, so, I guess not letting go would be the bad guy.
Well, not just that, but not really either. He wanted to get played, and Bonnie never played with him, if you think about it. They said, even at the movie, they said it's been 3 weeks since you've gotten chosen. Because, there were certain toys that she would pick out and whatnot.
Yeah.
I want to say it was just more he had to learn to you know what? It's not all about me. I want to say because he was number one for so long. Even with Buzz, he was still kind of number one in the first movie, Because he still was, I still want Woody, blah, blah, blah. I think this was a learning experience for Woody to be it's not all about me. I need to learn to help others. I think that's the whole point of the movie. So I want to say it was a learning experience for Woody to be I need to learn not to be thinking all about myself, not be a narcissist, basically.
Yeah, right.
And think of other toys that, and even at the end of the movie when we saw these little whatever scenes, it was more of helping than, So, I'm going to say that's what I think of how this movie was going with it. It was Woody's. And I'll tell you what, guys, this so far for the year of 2019, so far this is the only movie that's made me cry.
Not tear up a little bit cry. She bawled her eyes out.
Well, I didn't do the but my tears were really right down my face. It got really emotional. I think it gets emotional for like me as a kid because I grew up with Toy Story from the beginning, from 1995 until now. I can understand little kids now would not understand the whole concept, but for like our age group, basically, I'm gonna say it's our age group that watched it from the start. It's going to get emotional, like, oh my god, blah blah, and that's how I felt like it because it got to the hits you hard, in the heart that it was so. Basically, kind of like how it was. I mean, he was still kind of the star in the movie, but it was more of his journey of finding that he does not need to be the number one toy. And even everybody was kind of saying that to him. Like, you need to da 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 da, blah blah blah, so it was like a very a wake up call for Woody.
Well,
and I think a lot of it happened after the fact his voice box got taken out. And that's when he realized, I'd rather help others than help myself.
Well, I guess we have to get to the finale then. Spoiler alert. So, during the movie, they found out Bo Peep is a lost toy. She wanted to be a lost toy.
It was her choice.
It was her choice. It's because, I guess she was taken prior, and then the family who wanted her basically gave her up after.
Well, after something. Like, the kid grew up.
Yeah, the kid grew up or something, tossed her away, in a sense. And she's been sitting at that creepy-ass...
antique store.
Yeah, antique store for years on end. The one where Gabby was in. And just wanted to be free. No longer bound to shelves or a kid or, whatever. So at the end of the movie, Woody makes that choice of either be with Bonnie and be second fiddle, or be with Bo and be a lost toy. And, be with the one he wants to be with, in a sense. And in the end, he chooses Bo over his friends and Bonnie and everything like that because Buzz tells him, hey, Bonnie's going to be okay. With or without you.
Well, at first she says, she's going to be good with or without you. And you're like, oh, he's talking about Bo. And then he goes, Bonnie. And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
You had that moment of wait, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Buzz?
So, yeah, Woody makes that choice. He says goodbye to all of his friends.
So that's where it got me to the point where it's he's leaving his family. His previous family, he left.
Yep.
So it's like the son leaving the nest, It's that feeling,
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like it.
And then Jesse became the sheriff of the house, of the room, basically.
Yeah.
And in the end, it was so cute, too. I love the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah, because Forky had a date where it was a knife.
No, she made somebody in first grade, because, we kind of skipped, basically,
a year.
A year, basically. It said, oh, how it was first grade. We made a new friend. And literally, we made a new friend. And she made somebody else.
Yeah, it was a plastic knife.
Take it for granted. She did a great job putting those eyes on that knife. You know how hard that is to put eyes on knives like that? I would give that benefit of doubt. That
but
was
anyways,
really
so my
kid.
question is where does Toy Story go from here? Does it end?
Right.
Is there going to be a fifth?
Well, they've been talking about the fifth, but I think a lot of it is they're waiting to see how Toy Story 4 is handed out or how people are reacting to Toy Story 4.
Well, because you could go about it a couple different ways now, because both Tim Allen and Tom Hanks
also
said, "Hey, this is the final one. We swear."
I don't know
this
about.
time.
I didn't hear about Tim Allen, but I knew Tom Hanks. It took him a while to get him to even do Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Because he thought Toy Story 3 was the great ending, but it took pulling teeth to try to get Tom Hanks to come back to play as Woody. I know that because I read that it took a while for Tom Hanks. I think it didn't take that long for Tim Allen, and I think in Tim Allen's mind, it's it's just another cash bag, possibly something else to do in the movie. But
Well, no, it's so. Where do they go from there? Do they just end it if they choose to end it?
Well, it did kind of have a good ending in some ways too, because it's okay, well, Woody was basically the main focus of all the Toy Stories, basically. Yeah. So it's kind of oh, that's the end. What else can you do? Because he's gone. He's a lost toy.
And pretty much from the Bonnie spectrum, it's just rinse and repeat almost.
Yeah, the way they made it sound.
Yeah, it's just now because of her imagination, she creates new toys.
Unless we're going to the full effect of her creating and I don't, I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean, I can understand the aspect of imagination creating toys,
Yeah, but
but you could only go so far with that.
see, I just don't think
And
it. I
the only other outlet is what happens to Woody? What happens to Woody after he says goodbye and becomes a lost toy?
well, I mean, so far we
Does he
see.
continue to be a lost toy? Do him and Bo find a home somehow? We don't know.
Or they just become lost toys forever, Yeah, I know. Well, and I understand that. I mean, like I said, if they didn't come out with a Toy Story 5, at least Toy Story 4 had a good ending to it too. So like,
it didn't have a good ending.
but
It had
no,
It
like,
had a graceful ending.
but no, I mean, it was like a good. But I'm talking about a good ending where it's like, okay, we could probably officially say we can end the Toy Story
Yeah,
franchise
that's why I'm saying it had a graceful ending because it left like it left you open to all these possibilities, but you may never know.
right. But I think, but if they had to, it did end like in a way where it's like, okay, we can end it officially almost now. I mean, yeah, there's still open room for if you want to make another one, if there's ever a possibility, which I highly doubt it because people were still skeptical over this one. Why
Well, no,
keep
but
going?
I mean, but at least with that, Disney can say, "Hey, you could create your own ending." That's why I'm saying it's a graceful ending. They left it open to so many possibilities where you, the viewer, can make your own ending.
True, but I'm just still not seeing it. It's like I just think it's like it should just end now. Like quit trying to. I understand because you made a new land in Disney World. There's a Toy Story land.
Right.
Woo. I don't know if you're. It's like you're still trying to like milk something that's not. I think it's pretty much dry. It's like what else can you go with the storyline? I'm just feeling like they need to stop while they're ahead instead of making it worse. At some point it's gonna get worse. So it's like I don't know. And like I said, they can always surprise us. Like if they come up with a Toy Story 5, they can surprise us with a great whatever it is.
Right.
What are you doing?
Oh no, I was just watching the end of Toy.
Oh, the supposed ending, or was it just those little itty bitty snippets that we saw?
It was just like a farewell to Don Rickles and a farewell to Adam Burke, and then the Disney like bye bye ending castle, and then Duke Kaboom hopping on the Pixar Eye.
But
So
nothing like too big. Like we didn't miss like a whole lot.
no, what we were watching during the credits was the right amount.
Okay. Yeah, and also, guys, yes, Don Rickles was in the movie of Toy Story 4, but it was not really him talking. They used pre-recorded voices from like the other movies, so he wasn't really in there, but he was. I forgot to mention that because Don Rickles passed away before they made Toy Story 4.
And Adam Burke.
Who was Adam Burke? Who did he play? I don't remember who he played. No offense to him. I can't
None
remember.
taken. I'm confused myself.
Like,
so
who was that?
My brain wants to say he was the voice of Andy, probably.
Really?
I don't know. Let me find out.
I know Don Rickles was Mr. Potato Head, and I know he was there and he had a few voice things in there, but those were like pre-recorded voices because he died before they made Toy Story 4. Because I think he died like in 2017, I think, and I think they started like doing that at 2018. But
Oh no, he died on October 8th, 2018. He was a Pixar animator. He did most of the animation for Cars, Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, Toy Story 3, Cars 2, and everything, including Toy Story 4 up until a set point in his life.
okay, well I thought most of the time it's always I think it's a character, so I didn't realize it was an animator.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Oh, that sucks.
So I guess Pixar will us one of their own, but yeah, I guess he passed away due to lung cancer.
Fun times, guys, with all this cancer.
Right.
Everybody's just dying. But so but all in all, I'm gonna give this movie pretty much a 9 out of 10. Like it wasn't like it was great, but it wasn't that great.
Oh, speaking of,
Like you said, there's some inconsistencies that were like huge. Like there was like
we never got to talk about that during our thing. So, guys, we were discussing a rating system before. We were going to implement it at some point in the future.
We have to work on it.
But
Colby agrees, saying about 9 out of 10 for the movie.
but I know our covenant, like between 8 through 10 would have been like our oh boy or something.
Yeah, we were kind of thinking of doing like a rating system and then have like a soundboard type thing where it's like we push a button and it makes the sound, so it makes it either in
Yeah,
the
so it's like 0 through 3 and 4 through 5 or 4 through 6 or something like that. And then 7 through I don't know.
yeah, something to that effect. We're gonna like do like a soundboard, but that's like in the works,
Or an oh boy could be a perfect 10 out of 10. I don't know. No.
Well, we haven't really like.
I know one thing, the Donald Duck like that's like the
Like that's the worst.
yeah.
We could do it like this. We could say like the numbers like 10 out, whatever, like 9 out of 10 and stuff like that. But if it's like the perfect score, we can go oh boy, and then if it's like really like nothing, like there's not even one, we do the Donald. So we're not having so many different.
Oh yeah, no.
Sounds.
So then we'll do like a 5 out of 5 ranking and then just build 5 sounds around it.
Or so what I'm saying, like or that it's gonna be something. But yes, I give this movie a 9 out of 10. What's your rating on this movie? For being what it is, for being a fourth movie out of a series, basically.
Honest opinion? 7 out of 10.
Okay.
The story was different, yeah, but it really didn't grip me as much as the other Toy Stories. Like, some of the jokes were rehashed, but in a different way. Some of the moments in the movie seemed more bland and dull. So, at times, like when my phone was vibrating in my pocket, I paid more attention to that than I did the movie because scenes couldn't grab me.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's like it's hit and miss with me. Like it's good, it really is, but there are some moments that'll just kind of like nudge you away from it, and it's like, okay, we've been down this road before. Get to the point.
Right.
I mean, other than that, it's really good.
For being like what it is,
for being what it is.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna highly say go see it, but it's up to you. But if you're like a very big Toy Story fan, go see it. It is really worth it. It does
look,
and if you're like our age, it's going to get emotional.
I'm not gonna tell them, hey, go see it.
Well, and
unless it's a good movie like
Aladdin.
Aladdin
was great.
But I would consider watching it at least, like even if you don't want to go to the movie theaters now, even if you want to wait for like Disney Plus,
just give it a chance when it comes out on video or whatever, wherever you're gonna find it.
Yeah, give it a chance wherever you find it, except for pirated. That's illegal.
Don't do that. That's a no-no.
Support your local peoples.
Yeah, everybody works for everything here. You can't just give it for free.
Well, treat movies and video games and all that shit like you would a mom and pop shop. You wouldn't steal from your favorite mom and pop store, would you? No.
But yes, it's worth it to see. I mean, you don't necessarily have to go to the movie theaters now and go see it, but it is worth it to see at some point. You need to at least watch it once in your life. You can't just
Now, here's an interesting question I've always wanted to ask. Now, since we've already got the Toy Story 4 movie review thing out of the way, Disney Plus is coming soon.
In November.
Yes.
And I think it's November 12th it's coming out.
Right.
Which,
and it's
I'm sorry it's going to go into our bills of pain because I just want to see how far they went into the repertoire because I already know that they're not going to do Song of the South and I know they're not going to do the animated Dumbo, whatever bullshit.
They are going to do Dumbo. They're just going to edit Dumbo.
That's what. But still, it's not going to be Dumbo. I'm calling it not being Dumbo. Like Dumbo's not there. It's not even. It's not even going to be there. In my brain, it's not. So I want to see how far else of the movies they went.
Right.
So do they do some of the live action movies like Herbie? You don't hear about that no more. All these other ones that they have out there. I want to see if they're going to hold to their promise that they're putting every single Disney movie in there. And I'm calling out everything. I know they already said they're going to add the Fox stuff like Simpsons and blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. That's their thing.
Mm-hmm.
but I'm calling like every Disney movie from like what Walt Disney did with live action movies that they've done that nobody really talks about, like That Darn Cat, that stuff, and even Disney Channel movies that were on. I want to see
kidding me?
everything.
I would like to see the old Disney shorts that they haven't shown in so many years, like the ones where, because everybody thinks Mickey Mouse is the first. You'd be wrong. It was Pete.
Or Oswald, if you want to say about
Yeah, or Oswald, if you wanted to go farther back. Oswald was the first, then Pete, then Mickey. Mickey was just the one that stood out the most.
Well, but it was funny that Disney wanted to call Mickey Mortimer.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a ring to it, and I'm glad his wife stepped in and sat there and said, you know what, Mickey has a better
ring to it than, Mortimer.
Mortimer, that'd just be like more of a mouthful, Mortimer Mouse.
Mortimer Mouth. Mortimer Mouse. Fucking mouthful. It's a mouseful.
Yeah, the World War II Donald shorts. I'm wondering if they're going to keep those in there or not.
Because those were highly racial. Those were highly racial because they were making fun of other cultures.
Yeah.
What about other Disney cartoons that involved African Americans and then belittling them back in the day? That was racist.
Yeah, if they
there's a lot of shit.
That's the same. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I want to sit there and see if they're going to hold to their promise that they're going to show every single Disney stuff. I know they already said no to Song of the South, and I know they said no to Dumbo.
Which
the
again
original
is
Dumbo.
fucking stupid. Because again, even Warner Brothers.
And I'm gonna guarantee you how much you want to bet that they're gonna sit there and get rid of Lady and the Tramp, the animated version. And I know they're gonna probably do the same thing like Dumbo. Oh, we're gonna edit the Simon.
Are they gonna do the same thing to Mary Poppins because of the alleged blackface of her?
I know that one. Whoever made that assumption was just plain dumb. I'm sorry. She was doing it because if you actually look, guys, all the people that were dancing,
all the chimney sweeps had soot on their face.
That's what it was. It wasn't her trying to be. I understand if she did her whole face. She only did was like
powder a little bit of like
right here around her nose, around this area. She didn't do the whole face.
No.
She just did that. Why you call that blackface? I understand if she did her whole entire face black. Yes. Oh, and another thing is, what about 101 Dalmatians? They ran in the soot, so if you want to call that with the Mary Poppins soot thing, 101 Dalmatians. They made all the puppies look black, basically. No offense to that, but like the black lab, but I want to say it was like that.
Yeah, and if you want to, like, you could really get in touch and up your ass with the racism on that one. It's like, oh, and then they, fucking woofed off the black. It's like, and that could mean something. And it's like, no, dude, it's just they're knocking off the soot off their bodies.
But yeah, that's what I'm just trying to say. How far is Disney going to go? If they're going to play this whole racial card thing, or, they're going against racial, I'm going to sit there and look like, well, you better get rid of this movie, better get rid of this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie, this. But pretty much all your movies have some racial something in them.
Between the 80s, between your past up into the 80s, and maybe a little bit of 90s. And some of the 90s.
I'm going to say all of them. There's at least one movie that they have made that might have some racial slurs or racial something.
Racial stereotypes. What was the Aristocrats? What year was the Aristocrats?
In the 70s.
Okay. The Chinese cat.
Yeah. And then you have a Russian cat.
Yeah.
You have certain cats, and then they sound like what they did, like their culture. So it's like, what are you doing, Disney? You're sitting there telling me you can't show these certain movies because of racial, but I guess I hear nitpick.
Warner Brothers outclassed them with saying, hey, either the Tom and Jerry shorts or the World War II propaganda cartoons, this was made for this time. In a way, it was like these were made for this time. While these were made back then, it does not reflect what the company is today. Take it as you will. Don't get butthurt. Viewer discretion advised.
I wish Disney would have that mentality, but they don't. They're playing stupid.
They're playing to their shareholders and their fucking whiners, bitchers, and complainers.
Oh, all these groups that just whine. And it's like, to the point, it's like, okay, so if we're going to play the racial card, guys, I will literally look at you guys. I will go through every movie and I'll find a nitpick of something and be like, oh, that's racial. That's racial. But do you see this group saying anything bad about it? No, because they don't care. They're thinking it's a great entertainment. That's what I don't understand is why are you going against when most of the people are not even caring? They're just like, it's fun. Like, I'm going to say...
Bambi was racial and sexist.
But
look at the skunk. He was black, he was white, and he was gay.
No, he wasn't. He was actually.
I know.
He was actually male. But the thing is, like.
But the way he like blushed, oh, it was so gay.
But the thing is, also,
like, come on.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I want to ask Disney: did the Asian people go after you saying like, "Oh, the Chinese cat song was racial. I want you to take it out"? Did they actually do that?
No.
Because that's my question: is did they actually come to you and be like, "That's racial. I want that out"? Blah blah blah. I could understand that, but if they didn't say shit about it, what the heck? Why are you taking it out if the actual people are not making a big deal out of it and saying something like, "Hey, we want this out"? Like the no offense to the African American group, but like them, they're making a big old wham wham wham.
But I mean, like, people would have been pissed off about the Hunchback of Notre Dame because they hugely stereotyped French in such a wrong manner.
Or they were making fun of somebody with a disability. Does that group actually coming out saying like, "Hey, am I making an advocate thing saying like, hey, look,
Yeah.
you're doing wrong to that person with a disability. You laughing and all that jazz, you know?" But nobody's saying anything because I'm sorry, like if you think about it, if you watch the movie, it does come out with a happy ending. But the thing is, Quasimodo stands up for himself, which that's the point of the movie. He eventually stands up and says, "You know what?" Like the line in the movie says, "I thought the world was a dark, cruel place, but all I could think about was anything cruel and thing is people like you. People that actually, you know."
Yeah, the ones who are the attackers.
Yeah, that could seem like the caretakers, but they're actually the worst people sometimes. Sometimes, I'm not saying everybody, but sometimes.
Anyways, what I was trying to originally get at before you decided to go into that whole spiel.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't mean to go there.
Was Disney Plus. We know it's coming out in November. Do you think they're going to treat it like they would, say, the WWE Network? How they have their own shows, their own stuff, but they also have movies that would come out, like also movie theaters that you can personally watch at home, but you'd have to pay a set fee to watch that movie.
I doubt that they're going to do it like that with a movie theater thing, but they do have movies coming out that's going to be only on their stuff, which is like, I'm going to say the live action Lady and the Tramp. It's not going into the theaters, it's going straight to Disney Plus.
See, that's what I don't get, because I would like to sit there and like say if I don't feel like going to a movie theater. If I don't feel like it, or if I'm in like Chris's situation, I can't feasibly move out of, you know?
I just don't see it that way. To me, I feel like the Disney Plus thing is going to be like two separate things, like, you know, two money grabs, because they still want to do the theater thing. They still want to get Oscars. They still want to do all that. So they still want to make those monies, the theater versions. And, you know, then Disney Plus is like their TV thing, you know? It's like we're like Netflix. Just take it for granted, like Netflix. Netflix doesn't have any movies coming out in theaters. Netflix only does their movies on Netflix. So it's like...
Yeah, but you know what? Netflix does theirs poorly, unless it's like an animated series. If it's a live action movie, they've done poorly.
Some of their, like, real life movies on Netflix is not too bad. Like, there's some I really did get into, and I'm like, you know, I like it. I'm not saying everything, but
okay,
you
fine.
know.
Keyword, some. But when they do, like, adaptations of different things, it's ass. Like, they've done adaptations of anime in a live action format, it's ass.
Well, that's whatever that is.
But when they've done, like, their own spin-offs, like anime versions based on video games, like Castlevania, the animated series on Netflix, it's pretty fucking good.
Right.
But yeah, when they do, like, live action of, like, Full Metal Alchemist or Death Note or whatever, it's ass. Complete 100% ass.
Yeah.
No other way to say it. It's just like...
But like I said too, it's just like, I think Disney's not going to put it togetherness like at any point. Not even pay like, you know, an extra fee to watch something from the movies, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't see it that way. I see it's going to be more like two separate things.
Okay. Why do you see it as two separate things?
Well, like I said, they could have put Lady and Tramp as a movie theater thing, but no, they decided they just would make it live action and just put it on the streaming service right away.
Okay, what was the other reason?
Money. Get more money out of it. But I don't see him doing like that extra money. They still like, they want it to be like, they want to get extra money, but they don't want to see it. They still want to make it affordable for people, you know? So they want people to still buy the streaming service. They don't want to sit there and feel like, oh, if you want to get movies from the theater, you have to play so and so. They still want to make it affordable for people to actually buy.
Right.
And that's why I think there's that set price of $6.99, basically $7 a month. You
Right.
know.
Last but not least, we're going to go into Disney news. So, in today's stock market, the
And this is after like 2 weeks after since of Toy Story 4 being out.
right. So the highest the stock has reached so far was $140.21. The lowest it's hit is $138.61. It has since rose back up again since the release of Toy Story 4. It is currently at $139.64. This is as of right now. Again, for those who are in the market and they want to spend their money on it, be a bull, be a bear. For those who do not know, bulls are the ones who rush in. Bears are the ones who sit there and wait. So if you're going to rush in now, and then play like a bull, hold it like a bear until a specific point. If you're
We still have Lion King coming out next month in July 19th, which that one I'm still, sadly to say, so far all these Disney movies, and I'm kind of getting irritated with them. They all coming out on my week on, so I won't see them that weekend they premiere. So it's going to be either the Monday or the week after it comes out. But I'm planning on really wanting to go. I'm hoping to see it on the Monday after it comes out to go see Lion King. That's like one movie I really want to see.
If I had the money to, Albert, I would be buying stock. If I honestly had the money to, yeah, I'd play it like I would, because then I can actually play it right. I've learned stocks since I was in 6th grade, so I know what a bear is. I know what a bull is. Bulls are always the ones who rush in towards just a namesake. So if it's like Disney, you rush in, you buy however many stocks you want just for the namesake, and you keep an eye on it. Bears are the ones who usually take their time. They wait it out. They watch the stocks. They see how it plays out, and then they go like when they deem the best. So it's like coming out of hibernation, and then they wait.
Right.
Me personally, I would play like a bull, but hold on to my shares like a bear and wait. So I would buy for the namesake, wait until the specific times when they rise up, and then sell my shares at the right moment. Thus gaining more profit.
Right. Right.
Going from there.
And also, guys, next week, 4th of July is on a Thursday. I won't be able to be here because I work all day. I don't get to come home at all. So I don't know if we're going to do it the day before. Well, we can't really do it day before.
No. So we're going to do it. It is scheduled for Friday, July 5th, 10 a.m.
No, we can't do it to July 5th.
Why?
That's my meeting day at 11.
Fuck!
So I'm going to push it to, we'll go Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we might have to.
Well, we're going to push it to Tuesday at 10 o'clock next week because we can't do it on Wednesday because Dan's having something, surgery basically.
Yeah, I'm having an endoscopy at noon. I'm going to have a long, snaky tube thing go down my throat and into my stomach. Fun.
So we can't do it on that day because we have to be there at the hospital at 11.
Yep.
And then Thursday is a holiday for us Americans. It's our Independence Day. I'm working all day that day. And then Friday, I would like to do it on Friday, but the thing is, I have my meeting at 11. I always have one meeting my first payday of the month.
Yeah, and that's about an hour long.
So
trust me, I sit in a car for about an hour long.
So we're gonna push it for next Tuesday at 10 a.m.
For those who are interested.
Whoever's interested. We don't know what's going to be yet. We usually find tidbit news, or we'll go and maybe I'll actually start doing the Dark Ages. We'll start talking about those movies because we have kind of stopped that. Because we couldn't find a lot of news stuff. So just FYI, next week, guys, it's going to be on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Next Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'll let you guys all know because we can't do it day before or day after of the Thursday of the 4th.
Yep.
So do we want to go on a raid or are we because I'm pretty much done. I don't think I have nothing else too much to say unless you have something to say, or does anybody else have anything to say?
You know what? Let's go find.
I mean, does anybody else have questions on right now about anything Disney related or whatever? Let us know now, because otherwise, I'm saying this is the podcast because there's not much else to talk about. We've been doing it about an hour, so because we talked about Toy Story 4, and like I said, at this one, because we felt like last time we did it loud, we pretty much told you guys the whole movie, and we kind of felt bad, so that's when we kind of like
dulled this down a little bit.
Yeah, kind of snipped it a little bit because.
I mean, I know our good friend Venge is doing Super Mario Maker 2 for those who are interested, and he's kind of doing an early show, and there's only like 9 people, so it's not too big. It's actually pretty
Colby
small.
has nothing. I don't think no one else has anything. If there's any like a question or whatever you want to ask us about Disney or whatever, so.
No.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, I was actually in the chat and nobody's really saying too much.
Fair enough.
So I guess we'll go.
So what do we call the podcast raid? Pink Shadow Podcast Raid?
That sounds like a lot.
It's a lot better than, When You Wish Upon a Podcast Raid.
Well, I wasn't going to go that direction, but okay. I just.
What did you want to do? Pink Raid? Pink Lady Raid?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can go do that.
So, guys, for those who want to raid our good friend Venge, he's doing Super Mario Maker 2. There's the link in the chat.
He is family friendly.
He is family friendly, so please, yeah, we're going to do Pink Lady Raid. Thank you for those who have been hanging out with us. We'll catch you next time on
next Tuesday at 10 a.m., guys.
Yep, so stay tuned for that. Till then, we'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.